right. I think we should go. I think it's awesome.
Are those wolf nuggets?
We're rolling.
All right, we're recording.
Oh man, I wasn't ready. All right, hold on.
You're never
Let's
ready.
see. I caught my son chewing an electrical cord, so I had to ground him. He's doing better currently, is now conducting himself properly.
Oh,
It's brought to you by
that's
Dad
just
Says
stupid.
Direct or alternating?
Directly, actually. Yeah. That was brought to you by Dad Says Jokes. I think that's a Twitter handle. Yeah. But anyways, welcome back, Weekenders, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Weekend from A to Z. This episode covers the weekend up to October the 18th, 19th, 2020. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to email us at theweekenda2z@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at A to Z Weekend. You can search for us on YouTube as well. Past that, you can go to anchor.fm/A to Z Weekend, where you'll find all 11 locations for our podcast.
All 11?
11. Well, yeah, 11. Well, 12 if you count YouTube. It doesn't really directly go to YouTube with the uploaded. But like in all the episodes on Anchor, I do have a direct link that'll take users to, or listeners to YouTube.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
We've made it.
We've yes.
What up, guys? I'm Justin.
I'm Alan.
JT.
Hey, I'm Scott.
So we didn't do an episode last week just because it's just last week was a mess.
Too much adulting.
For
Too
real.
much adulting. Yeah. I do have a lot of tech news to cover.
Yes.
So Netflix is testing a feature. You know how when you watch Netflix on like a series and it's like every 3 episodes, like, hey, are you still there? So Netflix is actually testing a feature where they're actually getting rid of that. You can actually, it won't say it anymore. So that way it'll just play all the way through. I think Hulu will actually play. It'll do like Hulu. Hulu just plays all the way through.
Will it auto stop at any point?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I kind of like it when I pass
Because
out.
Pandora will ask if you're still listening, but it still plays.
Yeah.
So, well.
Google's Nest announced a new thermostat, no rotating dial, no learning, just a standard schedule, touch strip on the side for navigation. Brings the cost down substantially to $130. I'm not really a fan of it. I think the rotating dial is better on that type of thermostat. It makes sense to me.
Is it because you don't like change? Because you have the phone app, right? You can set everything on the app. I mean,
Yeah, you can set everything on the app.
Yeah, but a touch strip? I mean, that's almost worse than just not having a touch screen.
yeah, and you have to take a lot of $1 bills at a touch strip. Sorry.
Yeah, you do have to take a lot of $1.
Wait, where do you go where they let you touch?
Whoa.
Not anywhere. They kick me out every time.
We need to find that place.
Exactly.
I have stories, but that's for a different time.
Hey.
That's for the second
Which
half.
starts 3, 2, 1, go.
Now.
Mhm.
5, 4, yeah. Past that, I mean, so Apple had their event on the 13th, I believe it was, for their new iPhones, the 12 mini, the 12 Pro, and the 12 Pro Max. The biggest thing they seemed to tout was MagSafe, which is like the magnetic thing on the back of the phone that like sticks to the wallet that they have, as well as their new charging thing. They had their eco-friendly part of it. Hey, we're not including ear pods in the box or a charging brick because there's so many of them out there in the world, blah, blah, blah. I think that honestly, that would have been the perfect time to just go, hey, the new iPhones are all USB-C. All of them are USB-C. If you're not going to include a charging brick in the box, now's the time to sit there and just switch over to USB-C. With the 11 Pro, with the iPhone 11 period, so your charging brick is USB-C.
I was
So
going to say, it's a USB
Lightning
receiver. Yeah.
Yes, you have a Lightning to USB-C cable. But with this, so I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. With the iPads already, that has a USB-C port for charging. So why not just start doing the same thing with the iPhones, starting with the 12? That makes more sense to me.
I'm going to be real pissed when everything goes to C. because
My
I have a ton of
A ton of the lightning cables sitting around.
well,
for
it's
the
no,
iPhone?
it's not even that. It's not even lightning. It's when the plug in the wall, your wall brick,
Mhm.
when that side is a C, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
Because
so-
at that point it's I have 10 years worth of
Oh,
wall
yeah.
plugs that are
USB-A.
fucking useless. Yeah, they're just
Wait,
they're just useless.
aren't the new plugs USB-C?
Yes, the bricks are USB-C.
Yeah. Isn't that what you're talking about, Justin?
That's what Justin's
Yes and no.
referring to.
Well, but I'm talking about for everyone, for everything. It's just really,
Oh.
it's just annoying. I mean, you have that should the cable should have been the one thing that that stuck around. And I understand that you can get faster charging and all that kind of stuff through it. But I remember when you didn't have, when you're with your cell phone or whatever, you had to have like a proprietary cable,
Mhm.
and it was just like a 12 volt adapter that went into your car charger or whatever.
Yeah,
And then it was like, okay, well now everything is USB-A, and it was like, okay, that's great. That makes sense. Now we can charge different things, doing whatever. And now it's just starting that process all over again.
Yeah, I think that so for Android users that are switching over to iPhones, it's not that big a deal because most of the latest crop of Android phones I've had have USB-C ports on the bottom. The Lightning with stupid Apple and their dumb proprietary stuff. I hate Lightning cables.
Yeah, because
They
you have
suck.
to come to them, and you have to have an official MiFi certified Apple cable, or it won't work sometimes.
Why? Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah. But it's one of those that I found and they're expensive, but I found a great company for Apple cables. They were great. It's called Native Union. They're awesome. I've never had one break on me or fray or anything along those lines. They're, third party, but MiFi certified or whatever the fuck Apple calls it. But
I buy the cheap ones from the gas
I mean, you know where this all came from is because some dumbass kept complaining about not being able to plug in the USB correctly. So now they're all just universal either side.
Hey, can't you
we
charge
dealt with
your
it forever.
phones?
So go ahead, Scott.
Can't you charge your phones from 5G? Isn't that what's 5G is bringing us? Being able to
You just
charge
throw it
it
in the
with-
microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do that, but sure.
Okay, that's how you.
Well, I
charge
remember there was
cordless.
someone had a picture and it was like, oh, you're concerned about having your phone, which way you plug in the USB. And then remember we were talking about the old chargers, it was just the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
So the barrel just goes in one way. You can't flip it upside down or whatever.
Yeah. But past that, the iPhones, they all have a ceramic shield. It was like some kind of glass, crystalline technology built into the glass. MagSafe, like I talked about earlier, 15-watt wireless charging, which is better than the previous versions with 10 watts. The Pro has surgical stainless steel around the sides. They all have 5G, which is nice. So even the smallest and the cheapest of the iPhones will have 5G.
Except the SE, right?
Except the SE, yeah. The 12 Mini has 5G. Deep Fusion sweater mode works on the front camera now. New night mode also on the front camera.
Sweater mode.
Sweater mode, yeah. They call it Deep Fusion. It basically
different from sweater meat, right?
yes, different from sweater meat. Yeah. So basically, what I think if I remember correctly, what it does, and this is oversimplification because I read it a lot in depth when the iPhone 11 came out. It takes like 7 or 8 pictures in varying exposures and then melds them all together.
Oh, and then stitches them together.
And stitches them together, highlights and lowlights and all that stuff to bring out the best composition out of all of them. Google does something similar. I think so. Oh yeah, no. Google does.
This is part of their HDR back in the day.
Yeah, so that's what Google. Google takes a bunch of photos and then stitches them together. iPhone takes like 2 or 3 at a time, something weird like that. It does it slightly different, but essentially they stitch them all together. Both Android and Apple, they take a bunch of photos, stitch them all together to bring out the best. Highlights, lowlights, and then also detail and faces and hair and clothing. So fibers, dogs, cat hair, all that stuff.
Great.
It looks good. I mean, when it works, it turns out pretty good. Look at this guy. Food and shiny stuff all over his face. Say hi. So the Pro Max is 6.7 inches. Comes in 4 colors.
I believe you mispronounced that. It's pronounced
iPhone
9
Pro
inches.
Oh,
What's white and 9 inches? Nothing.
Nice. Nice.
so the iPhone Pro Max is 6.7 inches. Silver, graphite, gold, and Pacific blue is their new color. It actually had, the weird thing I found was that it has different cameras than the iPhone 12. So even the rear cameras are all different. They're better on the Pro Max. 10-bit display, night mode on all the lenses, optical image stabilization on the wide-angle lens, as opposed to, it's a different optical image stabilization on the wide-angle lens, where the sensor, it's called a sensor shift. I forget exactly what it does. But it's supposed to be better than whatever was in the previous models. It also has this new shooting mode for, a picture, what is it called? Format, yes, picture format. Apple Pro RAW, which basically shoots in RAW, but uses Apple's computational photography to actually kind of spruce up the picture a little bit, but then still lets you go into like Photoshop and edit it with all the little options and sliders and all that stuff if you want to. Plus, you can actually edit it on the phone too. It shoots in 4K at 60 frames per second, HDR video shooting with Dolby Atmos Vision HDR, which is the first phone to ever do that. The LiDAR, which is a 3D depth sensor, basically, allows for 6 times better focus, and especially in night shots. Pre-order start for that one on the Pro Max, pre-order start on the 6th of November. So by the time this comes out, it'll start on the 6th of November.
Nah.
Smallest version is 128 gigs, not 64, which is nice. Biggest version still is 512. So I'll probably so Shannon and I already talked. I was going to get that one, then hand her down my
10.
11. So yeah, but I'm going to say it right now. You're going to hear it for like the 343,427 times. The next iPhone will not have a charging port.
G5.
So I think it's funny they call it MagSafe, but it's just wireless charging.
It's just wireless. It's key charging. That's all it is with magnets in it.
Yeah.
You can slap an Android phone on it and the magnet stick. So
yeah.
The cool thing though that I found is like, so I was watching MK. I forget exactly what the letters are. MKDHB, MKHDB.
I have no idea.
Okay, Marcus Brownlee.
QRS TV.
Marcus Brownlee, I was watching his video, and he was demonstrating like the whole MagSafe thing. The thing that I find that is actually pretty cool, and this is like an Apple thing, that is it's the little things to me that are like, oh, that's actually pretty neat. So when you use like the wallet and MagSafe it to the back, that's gross. When you use the wallet and stick it to the back of the phone, you can tell the iPhone will actually show you it's the wallet that's being attached to the phone by the outline that's on the little picture that shows up, and then there's like a slight shading or like shadowing outline that shows up on the screen that goes, oh, it's the wallet, as opposed to just the charger, as opposed to the case, and then the wallet on top. It's actually really cool. You have to watch the video.
Hey, guess what I already have on mine? I have magnets already.
But
but it doesn't show up on the screen.
It does show up on the screen. Yes, it does.
No, I'm saying
not on my phone.
Oh. No.
Yeah, because I bought it for a specific reason. Because I looked at the products that I wanted, and I bought them for a reason. Fucking whatever. I'm so
Next.
over. Yeah, I'm so over. Hey, this is the iPhone 12, and the only thing that I thought was cool was the 12 mini. I thought they did I thought that was a very smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Let's make a new phone that doesn't have all the bells and whistles and is smaller than the other phones, so you can still be in the game. So
no.
You don't have to buy the big giant.
The 12 mini
thing.
has all the bells and whistles that the 12 does.
Well, yes, but it's at a lower price point, and it's a smaller screen.
Yeah.
So you can go with that rather than, here's what you got. But it's also the same. But it also has the same issue with, like, they tell you it's like, oh yeah, it starts at, whatever it was, whatever the
$6.99 for the 12 mini.
oh yeah, it's $6.99 for the lowest capacity. So what is it?
128 gigs.
Yeah, 128 gigs. So and it only has two. It's 128 and 236 or 256.
Yeah.
And that's it, which is fine, but I hate when they say, "Oh, it's at $6.99." Well, to get the one that's going to actually do something, you have to pay another $150 for.
Well, that's like when you drive around, at least in Texas, you drive around and you see those
every
billboards.
car that you see.
That's like home start at 200, but then you go and it's like
that's for like you
that
have
one.
3 outlets in the entire house.
Yeah. Or same thing with cars. Mercedes starting at 32,000. And
that's for the base model. But it's Mercedes. What's in the base model? All the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
but
Mercedes.
they charge you for it. You can't. Can you find a cloth luxury vehicle?
No, I'm sure that they exist
It's
somewhere.
charged for
They
it.
probably charge extra for the cloth because you didn't get the one with leather. Yeah.
Yeah. But what was it? Just real quick. I know the Toyota. Was it the Century? Their big old luxury.
The one in Japan.
Yeah, they have. Those are cloth seats because they don't make any noise as opposed to leather.
Yes,
But
that's
it's like
exactly
wool.
right. They
It's
purposefully only put
Yeah.
cloth seats in there.
Yeah. So my other news here: Texas governor limits. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. The election drop boxes to 1 per county.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the LGBTQ thing.
What? Oh, what is that about? No, I don't.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
So now social workers can deny service to anyone that's LGBTQ plus minus I.
That's so okay.
Why?
Yeah, well, and it's it is at the social worker's discretion.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not. It's like a pharmacist not serving. Like I've worked in pharmacy and retail pharmacies and stuff, and it was there were certain pharmacists that because of their beliefs would not fill birth control pills. And it's like, I don't feel comfortable doing blah, blah, blah. They will refer. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get service. It means that they'll refer you to somebody else and just makes your wait time longer. And it's just
Annoying.
I would say this: if you're in the public sector, especially if you're in the government, and as far as I know, we have the freedom of religion here. That means that you have to serve the people of all. Taking a public servant job means that you are serving all people, regardless of your
All
beliefs.
races, creeds, and colors. Yeah.
You can have your beliefs, and if there is something that you feel compromised in your belief system that has to do with your job, I would say find a new job. That's me personally.
Yeah.
You shouldn't, especially if it's a government job. Just like the woman up in, I can't remember when they first started, when gay marriage was allowed nationwide, and I think it was somewhere in Missouri, and she refused to process gay marriages.
Yeah.
Well, that's your job, sweetheart. If you don't like it,
Find a new
then
job.
find a new job. That's exactly, that's what it is. That's a job you were hired for. You know that things can change. And I think it's, that's just, it's shitty, and it is going the wrong direction that our government that is free of religion should be going, in my opinion.
I would say, coming from a religious standpoint, that is not how I draw people into Jesus. Either is discriminating against them. I think that it's my job to bring them to them. So that's just not the right way to go.
And and it's one of those things where it's not like this is social work. If you're reaching out
Yeah, right.
to, if you are in need of a social worker that's coming from the state and it's helping you, you don't have time to pick and choose and let somebody do something or not do something because of what they feel is right or wrong. That's the thing. And there may be, this is one of those things that may go have a court case that comes up against it. It's that's how we solve things in this country. You make laws against things, for some reason someone slighted, you take them to court, then it just kind of goes all the way up until it, if it has to hit the Supreme Court, then that's what it does.
Yeah.
That's how we make the laws. And I hope, I hope that there is a court case that comes about because of this, and it goes up and it gets knocked down, because it just seems, in my opinion, that's the thing that's insane to me. You are letting one person's religious beliefs, a person that works for the government, dictate whether someone gets a service or not in a timely manner.
What you want someone else, let's say they're made to do that, right? No matter what, you're in the public service, and I agree with that you should be helping people. But would you want that person helping you when behind the scenes they don't really approve of what you're doing, so you're not going to get the best treatment? It's ethics. I know.
Then that becomes an ethical problem. That's a person not doing their job properly. If you're not giving somebody the best service that they can get, whether it's government service or whatever, if you're not doing what you should be doing, and you are lowballing somebody or giving them incorrect services or recommending them lower than other people, then you're doing your job bad, and you should be fired for doing that. That's the other side of it.
I agree.
Because at that point you're being discriminatory.
Yeah.
And that is illegal. What they've made it based on religious beliefs. If you don't believe something is right, then you don't get to then you can choose to do that work or not. And like I said, the easiest example I can think of, and it's stuff that I saw working in pharmacies, there are pharmacists that refuse to fill contraception, birth control pills, because they believe that contraception is wrong and is a sin and goes against God. So, and my thought on that was, wow, you should just do your damn job. So
I agree. So on the 19th of October, there was a 7.5 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Alaska, in the peninsula somewhere. It triggered tsunami warnings. 7.5.
Oof.
Yeah, so no damage reported yet, but it did trigger tsunami warnings. And then the latest thing I read, there's like some kind of ice shelf up there in Alaska that if it melts, it's going to also like trigger some pretty major tsunami. So we'll see what happens. Go climate change.
I'm glad I don't live there.
Yeah, Voyager spacecraft detected an increase in the density of space outside the solar system, which I'm a space nut. I like astronomy, so I just found that interesting.
So
the refrigerator-sized meteorite is it meteorite? A comet that may hit Earth before Election Day or on Election Day?
Oh yeah, that's
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, spaceman.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But that's all my little tech news stuff.
Come on, meteor.
Let's just end this now.
Fuck.
Done. Right on. I got some F1 news.
Go for it.
So didn't have a race this past weekend, which was fortunate because I was camping. We'll get into that later. They raced at Nürburgring, 3.2 mile long track. Guess who won?
Those three guys.
Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen came in second, and we actually have a newcomer to the podium, Daniel Ricciardo. Bottas lost his engine. It was a couple weeks ago, so I don't remember. But he was like, I lost all power, and then that was the end of that. So he did not finish. This weekend is the next race in Portugal. I'm kind of looking forward to that 2.89 mile track. So get to watch the cars go fast again. I'm excited.
Nice.
That's it.
All right.
Very nice.
The dude, did y'all hear? The dude has lymph node.
Yeah, lymphoma.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges announced, what was it, yesterday, the 19th, that he has lymphoma.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I love that guy. He's so funny.
Yes.
He's an amazing actor. He's been in a ton of different stuff that I love. So, it'll be, I hope he beats it. I hope he does well on it. So
Fisher King was one of my favorites. I know that was a bigger Robin Williams role, but I love the Fisher King and him in it. And then, of course, the dude.
The dude abides.
The dude.
Well,
Absolutely.
R.I.P.
But he's not dead. Let's not mourn him yet.
No.
Yeah.
Weekends?
I'll go first. So we skipped a week, so we will rewind 2 weekends. So this would be the weekend of the 10th, which was my 5th anniversary with my wife.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Giddy up.
We did a staycation, like a small staycation, just one night. We went to downtown Fort Worth. We stayed at the Omni downtown, and we ate at Bob's Steakhouse there at the Omni, which was absolutely fucking delicious.
Was the restaurant packed?
It was busy. Like every table had someone seated, but it wasn't packed out, you know.
What'd you order?
We
Steak.
no, let's see. So for appetizer, we had the carpaccio. If you've never had carpaccio, it is one of my favorite dishes. It is beef steak that has been sliced paper thin and
Thinner than paper thin.
Yeah, it's drizzled with olive oil, and it has capers and some other stuff.
Good.
And it's raw beef, and you just eat it. It's
good.
Absolutely delicious. It's one of my favorite dishes.
Yeah.
We then split. We didn't do a salad course because why am I going to waste room? That's just stupid.
Yeah.
We split the côte de boeuf, which is a 22-ounce bone-in ribeye. We split that. We had their they have roasted potatoes that has a cream gravy on it, like a peppered cream gravy, which was absolutely delicious. The mac and cheese, and then I got sauteed mushrooms.
Okay.
So good. And then for dessert, I had creme brulee, and my wife had some sort of chocolate peanut butter, amazing, 3-layer high,
nice
giant thing.
Man.
No, it was absolutely delicious. We both
that sounds awesome.
We left stuffed. It was great. We after dinner, we walked down a few blocks to one of my favorite bars that's down there, Thompson's Bookstore. It is literally a speakeasy. If you know the password, you can go through the bookcase and down some stairs into a separate bar or a secondary bar. It was right as bars were allowed to open at like 50% capacity, and we got there. There were some people waiting outside. The guy was like, "Hold on, let me see if I can find you some seats." He found us some seats. I told him we wanted to go downstairs. He said, "That's where I'm going to sit you." And we wore our masks, and he took our temperature to make sure we didn't have fever, and took us downstairs.
Okay.
So we were just there for a little while. We had a drink.
What'd you have?
And then I just had absinthe. So
little wormwood,
lots of licorice flavor. So I had absinthe. I can't remember what drink my wife had. It was some gin cocktail made with honey and lavender. It's like a twist on the bee's knees. But she wasn't a huge fan of. She's not a huge gin person, but she liked it.
Was it the cat's meow?
No, it was not the cat's meow.
I don't know.
But then we, after that, we just went back to the hotel and just kind of chilled out there. It
Netflix and chilled.
Food coma and chilled. We were so. My wife did. I went for a walk in the afternoon because we got there. Check-in was at like 3:00, and it wasn't. I just needed to. I hadn't been out and walked around or anything, and I thought I'm just gonna walk around downtown for a little bit. Just up and back for a little while. And I was gone maybe 20, 30 minutes. And by the time I got back, she had chocolate strawberries and a nice bottle of white wine delivered to the room. So we had that. And we
Very
got ready
white.
and went down
Yeah,
to the
baby.
thing. Yeah.
Turn out the lights.
Turn down for what?
No.
That's not. That's not it.
Light a candle.
But after that, the next morning, we went to. There's a cafe that's down there, at downtown Fort Worth. It's called the Little Red Wasp, and that's where we went for brunch the day after we got married. So,
Nice.
we went there again. They have the best French toast that I've ever had, and it's super simple, but you can tell the way they do the French toast is different, and I can tell because they deep fry their French toast.
Okay.
So they take they batter it and do it everything the right, like normal.
I'm interested.
But then they put it in. I can tell how they do it just the way that it looks. They put it like in a cast iron skillet, like you would fry chicken.
Mhm.
And then they'll let it cook, and then you flip it over because you can see the little line around the edge of the French toast. And it's
I'm listening. Keep going.
so
I'm almost done.
And then so my wife had the French toast, and she didn't eat all of it, so I finished hers, but I had the corned beef hash, and their hash is, I mean, it's like they just took roast beef or corned beef and kind of shredded it and put it with potatoes and peppers and onions and all sorts of stuff. It was so good.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a nice time. It was a nice little getaway for us to get out. It was weird being out, especially in a hotel, because there were people that were wearing masks, that was great. And then there were people that had, they had weddings, and there were people that had lots of, that were being pretty loud and not wearing their masks and doing all that kind of stuff because I assume they had a lot of alcohol, or maybe that's just who they are. I did see out front there was, and I can't remember the name of it, but the Lamborghini SUV.
The Urus.
Yes, was parked. Valet parked it, of course.
I like it.
Right.
I like it.
It was weird. It was not as big as I thought it was going to be.
It's not.
It's very small.
That's a
but I didn't
Lamborghini.
get to. Yeah, but I thought for an SUV, I thought it would be bigger. But
That's what she said. Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, and of course, being in downtown Fort Worth, and we checked in on a Saturday, and so Saturday night there was a big TCU football game. So there was, and I'm sure people had come in from out of town to go to the game or whatever. But I saw so many lifted trucks, it boggled the mind. And it's one of those things where you're just like, man, there was a cool Shelby Raptor that they parked out front, and that
Nice.
and a Raptor is that's a purpose-built vehicle. It's a different kind of a thing. But no, that's just like the big giant fucking trucks that you have to have a ladder to get into and out of. It was just stupid. But
It's a running start.
yeah. But yeah, that was about it. That was our weekend. And this past weekend, we just kind of hung out at home. My wife had a bunch of homework and stuff to do, so we just chilled at home. Didn't really do much.
Still any Netflix and chilling?
I don't kiss and tell.
Okay.
I kiss and tell.
Yeah.
It was Hulu and Humping.
Yeah.
Hulu and humping.
What's Amazon Prime? Don't answer.
Humping.
So
Prime doing fine.
There you go. So for me, the weekend. So the not this last weekend, the weekend before, we took the boy to a pumpkin patch. Yeah, we took him to a pumpkin patch. So we had fun. We did the little animals and pet them. Came home with like 3 little pumpkins that he just adores. He's always like trying to balance them or stack them or something. they had a hay maze and hay ride. We wore masks, and they require the mask to be worn the entire time there. Feeding the animals was fun. He was just kind of, I think he was just like studying everything and taking it all in and watching how everybody else is reacting, kind of thing. And then after a while, he did like open up and start running around by himself and whatnot. So that was fun.
Where was this at?
It was Storybrooke Ranch.
Oh,
off
yeah.
of Custer in
It's a
McKinney.
cool little place. I wonder if they do like a Halloween thing as well. Well, I mean, that is Halloween pumpkin patch, but yeah, like a haunted house ride. Because
I don't know if they do a haunted house. I mean, they have the hay ride, but I don't know if they have like a haunted house thing going.
There's a trail in the colony where they're doing a haunted.
Okay.
Yes.
We were thinking of taking them to like another pumpkin patch, probably next weekend. I think this weekend we already got stuff going on. So after we got back from the hayride, that was on Saturday. So after we got back from the hayride, I did go to Rudy's that morning. Got back from the hayride. We took naps. I took a really good nap because getting up at 5:45 in the morning is not fun, but did it anyways. It was supposed to be date night because we had a babysitter for the boy, but
red flag.
But we have a bi-weekly release, so for work. So I ended up having to work that night, which kind of sucked. But it was fine. It was a production release, and it went well. After that, we just kind of stayed in and watched the last episode of Wentworth, season 8. We went back and started watching The 100, season 7. Now that it's on Netflix. During the week, I finished up The Boys season 2.
Yeah.
Holy shit, what the fuck?
Anybody else? Justin?
No,
I
haven't seen it yet.
I have
shoot
questions.
somebody's eye out.
It's good. I love it. My Amy watches it. It was awesome. Yeah, so we talked about it. But anyways, so Sunday was church. We went to the one here locally in Frisco. It was good. Still trying to make a decision on whether or not what's going to happen there. We had a surprise birthday party for my dad. So my sister was in town. She came in that Thursday before, and left this past Friday. And so we had a surprise party for my dad there, and just had some cake, had some dinner.
Did you eat it too?
Yes. We played Parcheesi, where my mom was doing the most trash talking ever. She wins every single time. Amy got
here's the thing. I'm going to get your mom to play with my son, because we used to play Parcheesi when he was little.
Oh.
And he got to a point where we stopped playing with him because he didn't want to win. He just wanted to keep sending us back. Like, he thought that shit was funny.
That's what that's okay. They would get along then, because that's all my mom wants to do. She's trying to help my dad. She's trying to help my dad. She's trying to help Shannon. Like, if you need 4. So if you need 4, instead of moving that piece, move this piece and send him home. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? That's my wife. She's like, I'm just trying to help her out. And I was like, but yeah.
My daughter is the same way. We play like Beastie Bar, and she doesn't care about winning. She just will she will find one person and just send that person to the back of the line. Just relentlessly.
Every single time, yeah.
It's usually me for some reason. I don't know why.
So after that, Amy got to chase Isaiah around for a while, and he really enjoyed that. They both did. We had talks about holidays and what to do coming up for holidays and whatnot. Then last week, like I said, my sister was in town. My mom had eye surgery on Monday, and so we went over there during the week, just kind of helping out and like hanging out there, and just talking about family stuff and wills
Future
and
stuff.
all that stuff in line. Yeah. It was a heavy week, just because there was a lot of stuff that I found out a lot of stuff that everybody found out that, like, nobody's really prepared to hear a lot of that stuff. So yeah, but I
Alan,
guess what happens?
You weren't the
Yes.
firstborn.
Oh,
You have an older brother.
yeah. My 38 years. I'm just now finding this out. Yeah.
His name is David.
But yeah, so that was pretty much. So this past weekend,
Did you watch SNL?
no, I didn't watch SNL. I know Issa Rae was on there. Amy actually got to write some jokes for her.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah. So I don't
'Cause
know.
I was like watching. I was like, I know someone that knows her.
Yeah, I haven't asked. I need to ask Amy if she actually used any of her jokes. But so we'll
I
see.
was actually curious to see if Amy was actually there, but
Nah.
across the country.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it was really good to see my sister. Honestly, I didn't expect to see her here just because of like COVID and all that stuff and all the
And
craziness
how she
going
was-
on. And,
How she felt about it. Yeah.
well, in California is way different than Texas
Oh,
as far as
yeah.
how they're treating COVID too. So, but no, it was good to see her, and I'm glad she was able to come down and help out mom and dad during the week when I was, Shannon and I weren't able to. Yeah. So I mean, all in all, I mean, overall, it was a good week. Good weekend, and yeah, iPhone stuff coming out, Xbox stuff coming out. My car is at the dealership, back at the dealership to try to get repaired. So we'll
Is that
see.
going to be finished? You think that'll be done?
So the latest thing that I ended up doing was returning it back to stock. And when I say return it back to stock, the two major offenders, the EGR, the exhaust gas recirculation, and the tumble generator valves, putting those back on, because those are the two things that will definitely throw an engine code. So I wrestled those back on. I should have just taken off the intake manifold because it just makes it easier, but I didn't do it. So wrestled those back on, got the car back in the dealership this past Monday, this past Saturday. And then Monday they called me and they were like, hey, we have an estimate for you. I was like, oh, great. How much is it going to be? And it's a lot of monies. So,
all of them?
So initially it was like $7,000 or something like that.
it's the same. It's the same thing. So this time it's throwing. So the first time it was throwing one engine code, P0016. This time when I took it to the dealership, there's 3 engine codes, P0016, P0011, and P000A, which all relate to the intake camshaft on the passenger side. So to me, that says change out the cam gear. So change out the cam gear, fill it up with new oil, and again, whatever, flush the oil, and an ECU should be good to go. But from the business side, of course, and it makes sense. From the business side, they're like, well, let's just change all the timing components, because if we change the cam gear and then you have a camshaft that needs changing for some reason, now we're on the hook for it. 6 months later, 3 months later, a year down the line, they're on the hook for it. So from their standpoint, they're like, well, let's just change out all the timing components. And from the consumer side, I'm like, well, that's a lot of fucking money. I don't have that money sitting around. I don't know how I'm going to get that paid for. So, I wrote to Subaru and I kind of just explained to them like, hey, it's my first car that I bought from you guys. I was previously in Hondas before. Help me out. Like, we got all kinds of crazy stuff going on. I don't have $9,000 to fix my car. I don't know anybody else that does have $9,000 for a car.
$9,000 to fix the car that's worth $9,000.
Yeah, parts and labor. Yeah. So I was like, that's actually what I put in my letter. I had stated that, my car right now may be worth $15,000-16,000. I said $9,000. If it was in a wreck, it'd total the car. So you're going to tell me that I need $9,000 in repair. I don't have $9,000 to put in it. I'm just going to go trade the car in at that point. If you guys come back and say,
if it comes down to that,
yeah, sorry, we're not able to help you. Well, the car's going to get traded in then because I'm not paying it. So we'll see what they say.
So at that point, you do what? You go get a.
He goes to Honda.
No, he goes to Toyota. He gets a.
I have to get a Ford. Well, I don't have to, but for
FRS.
the 4-door. No, not an FRS. Forget that. I don't want that thing.
Little Toyota.
No. I'm not interested in the FRS. I mean, it looks nice, but it's not. The thing, it's all-wheel drive. That's what I like. So I like all-wheel drive a lot. I was in the Hondas before. They're all front-wheel drive. Don't get me wrong. They're fun to drive, but all-wheel drive is so much fun.
Yeah.
You get the Mitsubishi Eclipse Sport Cross.
Ugh, gross.
I think
It
that's
is
all-wheel
gross.
drive.
So yeah, so if you do this, you think you'll just have to go like get an SUV or something like that?
No, I don't think so.
Get a Highlander, man. Those Toyota Highlanders are nice.
If I got anything else, if I got another, I have a plan with work that if all goes well, they will pay me to drive a car. So that's my plan with work. But yeah, so I mean, with that being said, I'm gonna go get something fun, but not a Supra or a BMW M3 or M2 or something like that. It'll probably end up being another 4-door. The next WRX doesn't come out till like 2022, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to wait that long, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, dude. It's we've talked before, and I'm close to the point where I'm within just a few months of paying my car off.
Yeah.
And hearing what you're having to go through, I don't want to deal with that shit. I don't want to deal with a company that's going to be like that. I mean, that seems it's yeah, you did some mods to your, but I would say for the mods that you did, those are pretty light mods.
Extremely, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the fact that it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be $9,000. It's like, what?
Class action lawsuit.
I don't know. I don't even know how all that works. And it's not, but I'm having to pay for that stuff at that point, and those get drug out for months, if not years. It's not worth it.
No, I would. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, if that's the case, all right, trade it in, take it.
Yeah, trade it in.
I'm gonna take off
number...
my wheels. I'm gonna take off all this other stuff.
It's already discussed. Yeah, taking off the wheels, taking off the Brembo brakes. I have the stock brakes. The stock brakes are in the garage. Those are going to go back on. All the performance stuff is coming off the car, and I will turn around and sell that to somebody else.
You can buy my car.
I could.
There you go. And
I'll
then
send you my car.
his Cadillac.
Yeah, I'll sell you my car.
When are the new
you
ones
can get
coming
your
out?
Cadillac. 2022.
And is
Well,
the
20.
hatch
It'll come out in 21 as a 22. No hatch.
Like August,
still
September.
no hatch.
Yeah, July, August next year. I mean, I guess I could wait out. We'll just see how long it ends up. We'll see what Subaru ends up.
And that'll have what, the 2.4?
The 2.4
Yeah,
liter.
the F824.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So the other thing too, the dealership has, I think, 2 other WRXs that have the exact same issue that I'm having. So, and they're suggesting the same thing to those owners as well. So we'll see. Like I said, there's no way that they
pay
can
them money to fix it.
Yeah,
That's the suggestion.
It's one of those things where you're just like, you should try and find those guys and just be like, are you just trying to fuck us?
I mean, yeah, it might be.
Do I look like a bitch?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to fuck me like a bitch?
Yeah, exactly. Not even gonna take me to dinner first. Yeah, but that's the weekend.
Cool.
Justin, I mean, JT, how was yours, sir?
I'm trying to remember. I didn't do any slumlording the last 2 weekends.
Nice.
Nice.
I
Vacation.
voted. I watched the new Mulan. It was okay. Caught up on, apparently Archer came out the new season. I didn't realize that. So
I haven't watched Archer in years, ever since it moved from one FX station to the other FX station.
Yeah.
Because I had my DVR and everything set for it, and it was like, yeah, I love the show. I'll just record it, and then I couldn't because it was on a different station. And I just never got back into it.
Cut the wire that says M is in Nancy.
Yeah, M is in Nancy.
So caught up on that. When did The Boys end? Because I think I saw the end of that whenever it came out. But yeah, pretty normal.
So all 3 of you have finished the 2nd season of The Boys, or I'm the last holdout.
We're waiting on you.
All right, I'll do it this weekend. If I don't, as long as I don't have anything else, I'll get that done.
Nothing is as important.
Yeah,
There are certain
went to the
things that could
dentist.
be important. You went to the dentist.
Netflixing and chilling? Well, I guess it would be.
Yeah. The dentist, I mean, it seemed the same. They had like 2 seating, 2 areas where you can sit in the whole, lobby. I know some places are doing where you wait in your car and then they'll call you, whatever. But I mean, I went in and just other than wearing my mask in and out, it was just like a normal thing.
You have cavities?
I do not. He said my teeth were flawless other than the crown that he put in 10 years ago. He thinks that I may have a nickel allergy because it's a porcelain on top of nickel and it's receding a little bit at the gum line. So saying I may need a new crown eventually. So we'll keep an eye on that. But it's always, for me, the most nerve-wracking part is like, because I'll cheat. I'll like floss like the week before. Like every day.
does.
That's what we all do, right?
Yeah.
Everybody.
And he said my teeth look flawless this time, but whatever. But But when they do the gum depth test, you know, I'm always like, shit, you know, am I doing enough to where they don't like scold me?
You don't like to get scolded, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing like going to the dentist. Does anybody else have a white knuckle fear of, not a fear, but I am way uncomfortable at the dentist.
It's
It's so noticeable. The dentist and the hygienist will go, you know, you can relax a little bit. I'm like,
That's what they said. So when I went for the oral surgeon, yeah, they said the same thing. Like, it'll be okay, man. We're gonna give you the good stuff. I'm like, all right.
it's the
still don't like
sound.
this.
It's the sound of the drill. That's what it is. And the dentist that I found that I go to over by me, they have TV on the wall, and then they have a TV on the ceiling, and with headphones that you can put on. But the headphones are never loud enough.
No.
And that's the thing. It's like I can, you know,
and the sound transmits through your jawline too.
yeah. And so it's one of those things where it's like that, and then coming out, even if it's something that's like a filling or something where they numb you up or anything, it's, you know, you just come out and you're like blah, blah, for the next, you know, 2 hours. I don't have a white knuckle fear of it. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Because I noticed usually I'll just have my hands down on my armrest. But then there was a couple times I noticed like, hey, my hands are kind of tense for some reason. Like, why? You know, it's just a normal clean.
And my dentist is pretty good with the crown that I just got 2 weeks ago. He cleaned the tooth up and put it on. Total time 15 minutes, and I won't have to go back. And I'm like, what am I so stressed about? I don't know. Some bad experiences. I've got a root canal.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I recently I had to get a root canal, and it was with this new dentist, and they were like, oh, do you want the gas? I was like, oh yeah, I want the gas. I'm like, why? And I was like, because you're doing a root canal. And they're like, all right, well, I mean,
Yeah, full throttle.
It's not that big of a deal. And I was like, if I could get the gas, I want the gas.
Yeah. You're going to feel a little bit of pressure. Yeah.
One time they were like, hey, you have like a cavity and it seems pretty shallow, so we're just going to drill it out real quick because if we give you some of the numbing stuff, it'll take time. I'm like, okay. It wasn't that shallow.
Yeah.
And it's one of those where you can't, you know, like when you
already in there.
I realized,
well.
yeah, and you're like, you know, you can't turn your head, you can't grit your teeth because it's right there in your mouth.
You're seeing smoke coming out,
smelling
flying out, and you're like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah. So,
smelling it. I've done that before. I've smelled when they were grinding. Oh, it's.
You know, I'm glad
it sounds
that
like
they never.
sand. It sounds like, you know how like when you step in like sand on like concrete and you kind of like rub your shoe in it. Yeah, you can hear that going on in your face, and you're like, that's awesome.
About
you don't. What was it? They used to give me an option for flavor on the polish.
Oh yeah.
It was it's like chocolate strawberry. I was like, okay, worst ever. It's like let's just go with normal.
What is this ass flavor?
Can we just do mint? I like mint. Just like toothpaste flavor. I like that.
Yeah, just whatever I brush normally with.
Yeah.
So
Crest. Do you have Crest?
that's right.
Colgate.
So, for kids.
The normal weekend. Haven't done anything crazy in a while, but I've got a costume party coming up this weekend.
Nice.
But my friend's house is large enough where we can all social distance, so it should be all right. And then after that, I'm hosting a FYP costume party at Main Event.
Okay.
And then I'm going to start pushing, I was telling y'all about the food drive I do for a Tarrant area food bank.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start, I think next month is when we're going to, I'm going to try and promote that through FYP and see if I can get more donations than I normally do. So it's not for me.
Okay.
I eat fine, as you can see. But, we're others that I can help out.
What does your shirt say? I've been trying to figure this out for a while.
It's an old Banana Republic shirt.
Okay.
No.
Banana.
I think I've had this for like 20 years.
Banana.
Scott, what was your weekend like, sir?
So the first weekend that we were stepping aside from, that Friday, went to the Andretti experience. That was pretty cool. The track is 2-layered track, so speeds only 35 miles an hour. But I gotta say, me watching this F1 kind of helped me out. For a big boy like me, I still got the fastest time.
Or gas?
Gas. It's gas. It's electric. It's electric. Yeah, it's inside, so gas would be horrible. But out of the 6 guys that went, I had the fastest time and overall took first place. So,
can you bring your own helmets?
I would venture to say you could. I don't know that. I mean, I guess it's
most
fun.
Most places let you bring your own.
Yeah, especially
Places
now.
like
they don't
usually do.
Yeah. Okay. Right on.
But not much passing lanes, not much areas to pass, but you can only pass on the left. So taking that in and getting those lines in, it was kind of nice.
Is it just me, or did Scott's voice get quiet and deeper and weirder?
Yeah.
Deeper? Just a tip deeper? Or deeper?
No, it got like really deep. It's weird, like almost computer generated deep.
Yeah, it sounds like it's kinda, yeah.
Deep fake.
Right on. Yeah. Anyway, so that Saturday,
there it is.
Did we come back? That Saturday,
came back.
Saturday last week went to Cinemark. Going to push that because my wife's job there. But we saw Empire Strikes Back.
So funny.
Yeah. It's like the reverse of using a helium balloon.
Yeah.
It's like you're talking like this
what is
a
it?
little bit.
Was it nitrogen? Not nitrogen. There's another gas you can inhale that'll make your voice deep instead of. It'll make you pass out if you have too much.
Yeah, it makes it. You sound like you're talking through like a voice modulator. A voice filter.
I'm modulating my voice because I want to be Barry White one day.
It's so weird.
So that Saturday, Cinemark, Empire Strikes Back. Took the wife. I think she was on her phone more than watching the movie. But it's the Empire Strikes Back, so that's not for everybody. Frisco Diner that following way. Started watching The Haunting of Blair Manor. There's a couple moments in there where it's a little tingly, but not haven't finished that one yet. And then so this last weekend went to Possum Kingdom. Went camping. Huge moments for me talking about legacy there. My grandparents had 2 lake houses side by side. And seeing I grew up on that lake. We grew up at that lake house. We were there every 2 weeks, it seemed like.
Hey, Scott, check the waiting room. I think Alan dropped, so.
Oh, I'll keep an eye out on it.
Yeah.
And for who are we watching? We're watching, who does this app? Oh, Zoom. For you guys, hey, on Zoom, please, I don't want to have people move in or, into a waiting room or a passcode, but the options are not there. Anyway, the lake, Possum Kingdom, loved it. I will probably go back in another couple of weeks just because it is amazing. But beautiful lake. I think it's one of the top 2 clearest lakes in Texas. You can see 15 feet down. It's pretty nice.
What kind of camping did you do? Was it like, did you backpack in? Was it like car camping?
Got a tent. We had a tent. We have our grills, our stoves, refrigerators. But the campsite we go to is free camping. And not usually, but most of the campsites have a picnic bench with an awning over it. Then we usually set up camp next to that. But it's, maybe I can find a picture real quick.
Is that the one with Devil's Cove?
Hell's Gate?
Yeah, that's what it is. Used to go camping with the Scouts.
Yes, Camp Constantine.
Yep.
And share. So this is the cove which I grew up in. This house wasn't here. It's only 2 years old, I believe, but it was filled with trees. But yeah, it was. This is a beautiful lake. Beautiful lake. I shouldn't have told y'all where it is. The rest of the audience. Here's the inside of my tent.
Isn't that the
Lush.
what is that song?
What's that?
Toadies Sink.
Oh yeah, Possum Kingdom.
Yeah.
Actually went to Dia de los Toadies several years ago.
across the lake from where we were, they had a concert because those guys grew up on Possum Kingdom as well.
Yeah, they're
so.
locals.
Yep. Oh yeah, you talk about lush. That tent is so big. My son and I will have a cot, a sitting area with a chair for either one of us. We can break it up into 2 different rooms, and we each have a end table. So
Wow.
yeah, that's camping, guys.
Yeah, that's glamping.
Yeah. So that was my 2 weekends.
Very nice.
Alan's back.
Alan's back.
Maybe not.
There
all
he
the way.
is. What happened, man? Where'd you
I
go?
don't know. The internet dropped on it. So
You got to do updates after the show.
it wasn't an update. The internet just dropped. Like, so everybody like froze and then it just dropped. And I was like, oh. So I reset the computer.
You know what?
I
I
was
had something similar happen last week while I was working. It was just like all of a sudden my internet on my computer, on my work computer, was like, no, you're not connected anymore.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, it does it on Meet for my work because like we use Microsoft Teams, so it does it about once a day. I'm in the middle of a meeting and I can hear everybody, but they can't hear me, and then yeah. So I end up having to like exit the program, reset the computer. Yeah, it's retarded. But yeah, Scott, did you already cover your weekend?
Yep, we got it done.
All right.
Possum Kingdom.
I started watching Raised by Wolves.
I'll start that this weekend.
I told you. How far did you get in?
Episode 7.
Episode 7. Okay.
Yeah, so I need to watch. I have questions.
Okay.
So we can talk about it in the next segment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to jump out because I want to start watching it this weekend. But
Your voice still sounds really weird, dude.
It does.
right on. I'll take some more helium while we go on break.
What is it?
Right,
I can't
man.
wait. Here's the thing.
Do that, Scott.
You're going to have to listen to the podcast, to the audio, because you're an octave deeper.
You know,
You went
I've
from talking
always
like-
wanted that.
You went from talking like this to talking like this.
Are you doing it on purpose now?
No.
Yeah.
All right, so
Did you see
break time?
LeBron just was the face of Hummer. The new release just came out.
The face of
The
Hummer?
electric Hummer.
Yeah, like the SUV.
The car? It's gone. Are they bringing it back? What are you
The
talking
electric
about?
version.
Yeah. Electric.
Oh, that's God damn it.
You're like, oh, that's
That's just stupid. Shut the fuck up.
He was doing endorsements for Kia. I guess they broke up.
Okay.
I don't know who wants to buy a Hummer. The guys who
Off of Harry Hines, I'm up for one.
Hey.
Ooh. And even with the deep
All right.
voice.
And with that, I guess we'll take a break and come back, guys.
Yep. Break time.
Later.
We're live. We're back.
And we're back.
There we go. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, your voice is back. It's not
Hey.
crazy deep again.
Dang it. I'm not going to get all the women now, am I?
It's like that
Do you
episode
already
of
lost-
Friends.
Can you handle more than one? Do you really want
Do
more
I
than-
want to? Yeah, I don't understand
Wow.
polygamy. It's just crazy. Hey, I
So
got a
can
question
have
for
two
you
of
guys.
yell at me? Yeah, go for it.
So last night, my son went to the skate park, and I guess his friend let someone borrow his board.
Oh,
He chipped or cracked it. So the guy that cracked it said, "Don't worry about it. I know someone who can fix it." So at that point, they all got in a car and went over to this person's house. Now, at this person's house, they started talking to the guy, and he was like, "Yeah, he runs a couple of skateboard shops or something like that." And anyway, Caden came back with all this swag. I mean, like 2 decks, a new camera, like a Canon, a bunch of stickers, a bunch of old Transformers toys, a lot of stickers, some albums, a couple of shirts, like a whole bunch of stuff. And first off, I'm not real
That doesn't
good
seem
with
shady.
someone giving my kids stuff. And I was trying to think of trying to talk to him about it. We haven't had that conversation yet. But what's it called when a pedophile is kind of prepping the, setting it up? I don't know. It seemed like grooming. Yes, that's the term. I felt like, we'll be have to talk about that. It's like you're not allowed to go back over there.
Well, why would he accept this stuff to begin with?
Well, let's take a step back. Number one, I don't necessarily think it's grooming, a pedophile trying to groom somebody. There like as it started out, it was like he came back with 2 decks. All right, well, if it's a dude that owns a skate shop and he's trying to get business, then that's one thing. Some stickers, okay, that's one thing. And then you started getting into like these old Transformer toys and blah blah blah. At that point,
I'll take them if you don't want them.
At that point, as the dad, what I would do subversively is say, hey dude, that's really cool. I want to meet the guy so I can introduce myself, because that's a cool thing. If he owns these skate shops, let me, let's work out, because if he's going to do cool stuff for you like that, then let's throw him some business or whatever.
Yeah or compensate him for the camera and stuff,
whatever. Well, yeah, as soon as you said this camera, I was like, that's but
a little too much.
My brain didn't. Also, your son is what, 15, 16?
Yeah.
And he's a bit, he's big as a
taller than
grown
I am.
man.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about somebody
grooming.
He ain't gonna get kidnapped and held down, is what I'm trying to get at. Could he get tricked into doing something? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know your kid, but I don't think it's I would play the dad card and be like, but play the cool dad card.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I want to meet this dude. Sounds really nice. He sounds like what skate shop does he own? What does he do that? Let's go pay him a visit or do whatever.
Yeah, let's check it out.
And that way you can scope it out. And if you think something's
unsavory is going on.
Number one, it's you got to trust your kid a little bit.
Yeah.
Out in the world and let them make their own mistakes. But you can be right behind him to knock some dude's fucking ass out.
Yeah.
If he's doing some fucked up shit.
Yeah. It's not like grooming, but hey, if you you get to know the guy, I don't know. Just parents, be careful out there.
No, dude, I totally would do the same thing. It's one of those where it's like, oh yeah, I got these 2 decks. Really? That's cool. I got these stickers. All right, well, stickers and decks kind of go hand in hand. That's how shit goes. He gave me a Canon camera. Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
And all I had to do was take off my shirt and show him my butthole. I mean, not in your son's case, but
How do you?
Someone would do that.
You have a really high butthole if all you had to do is take off your shirt to show your butthole.
And no,
Yeah.
so like Alan, we have some friends that I've known since junior high, and supposedly they got caught up with some guy who used to ask them to come over after school, and then we would take pictures with them wrestling.
Who's
and
this?
Have them take their shirts off.
Who's this?
The twins.
Oh gosh.
Those guys don't seem like they have enough sense together to get to do anything, man.
And their cousin, who's a pilot. But yeah, it's just kind of like, hey, once you guys wrestle, oh, you're getting sweaty, take your shirts off.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to set up my camera over here.
That's right.
Study these sweet wrestling moves later.
The blinking means it's off.
Was it an expensive camera?
I don't even know. Oh, yeah,
No,
Scott.
going back to Scott.
I don't know. It still takes film, so it's rather old.
Okay, that could have been. I mean, it also the other side of that. If he's like old toys, old camera, in my brain, it's like this dude could have been setting up for a fucking yard sale too.
Ah.
You know what I mean? It's just it's one of those things. Is it odd that your son comes home with 2 bags full of shit? Yeah, dude, it's fucking weird. Good nose on the weird stuff there.
Because one bag of shit is okay.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying. It's one of those things where you have you know, like your spidey senses are up and they're in the right direction. But it's one of those things where I would be like, hey,
I flashed on that old Different Strokes episode.
Yeah, with Dudley and Arnold.
Yes,
Yep.
Yeah. That's exactly where I went. It's like,
Yep. Nope. I knew exactly what you're talking about.
I'm glad I'm not the only old one here.
No, I would totally go with I mean, like, I think you're just going to have to talk to him and be like, what was he doing? Why did he have all this weird old stuff out? Were you at his shop? You went to his house? Were they doing like a yard sale or something? And he could be like, because, you know, kids, they leave out a lot of important details.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, yeah, we went to, because it's one of those things like, I didn't know where the story was going. It's like, yeah, so so they got in a car and they went over to da-da-da. It's like, all right, well, my kid's ass is already in trouble because I told him not to fucking go anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good point.
It's those kind of things, because it could have been just as easy where it's like, hey man, what was, like, why do you have all this random stuff sitting out? Were they doing like a yard sale? I was like, oh yeah, I was setting up for a yard sale. I was like, all right, cool, case closed.
One of the quickest things you can probably do is to check and see if the guy has a website. If he owns a few skate shops, I would imagine he has a website.
Right.
Yeah,
I would think so.
Or a Facebook page or something, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's you should
or a
be
sex
able to get to
offender profile.
Yes, that one too. You should be able to get to the bottom of this stuff pretty quickly, though.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll be an issue.
Show me on the Transformer toy where he touched you.
He touched you in the Allspark? That's a Transformer butthole, right?
Yeah, that was awesome.
The Allspark is a Transformer butthole, I think. I don't know.
Where all life comes from.
It's good stuff.
Jeez.
All right.
So before we I guess after we went to break, I don't know. I was telling you guys I started watching Raised by Wolves, and I had questions.
Mm-hmm.
The questions I had to do with the necromancer and her power. I'm trying to figure out like
can't call it the necromancer. Scott doesn't know what that is yet.
Dang it.
It's not a spoiler yet. You just now know a word.
All I could think about was necrophilia. So.
Oh wait, now your voice.
Now your voice again. What are you doing, dude?
Weird.
He's getting sick, guys.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like the power. What is it that? Why is it different? Depending on she's still. So it's still the scream that happens, but one time the scream happens and like the people's faces bubble up like they're in a microwave, and the next time, like there's bodies exploding. That's the thing I'm trying to figure out. Like what is it, like a sonic thing?
Is it a surprise to her every time she does it?
No. She knows what she's doing.
Okay. Why can't she have two powers?
God,
I don't know.
Your voice so down. So
I guess the thing that makes me think is that it's got to be some kind of tuning side thing on her side to where she can just disable people. Well, I mean, killing him's also disabling them.
Sure enough.
It looks like you're hiding because all we can see is this.
Yeah, I know. I was down here. Yeah, and then the other thing was like the holes in the planet. There seems to be a lot of them. There's a lot of skeletons. Trying to figure out what's going on there because the holes seem too perfect, like they're drilled and not, burrowed. But whatever.
You only have like just 2 episodes left. I know they're doing a second season of it.
3. I think there's 10 episodes, right?
I can't remember.
I just got to episode 7.
But
it's good. It's good. They jump into it pretty quick.
They jump into it pretty quick. I like the atheist versus the believer kind of setup that they've done.
Yeah.
In the show, and it's not even it's less religious and more class kind of warfare, where the believers are the haves and the atheists are the have-nots.
The have-nots, yeah. And then even in the believers, there's ranking and like, you forgot your place. You need, and now you have this like manual labor kind of thing. It's weird.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched the Snowpiercer, the TV show?
No.
Because they're supposed to come out the second season, but I don't. After watching the movie, I don't know how I could watch the show. Have y'all seen the movie?
A long time ago. The best explanation I ever saw of that, and it's a fan theory, is that the lead character in Snowpiercer is Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
Is it
all
really?
grown up in a dystopian future. It's a fan theory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, I don't know. I haven't seen Snowpiercer.
It was a good concept, but
Or wait, no, the train conductor is Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, all grown up.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah,
And it's one of those things, you follow that rabbit hole, you follow it down, it's like, holy crap, that makes so much sense.
Okay. Yeah, I started reading on Reddit about Raised by Wolves, and yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's kind of creepy in its own way. Not like horror creepy. There's no jump scares or anything like that, but it's kind of creepy in its own way. And then like even the religion, like you said, Justin, it's not, they don't say Christianity. They never call it Christianity, but you can see how, like, in the way things are going, you're like, oh, this is Christianity. That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, oh, this is
Basically, yeah.
Roman Catholics right here. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. You can see it, but they don't. I mean,
They never say
purposely,
it.
I'm sure they didn't do that. But
Yeah.
The actress that plays Mother,
Really good.
holy crap! I don't know how
Really
she
good.
does. I don't know how that's such an alien performance, and the actor that
Even
plays
the actor
Father.
that plays Father. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was reading that. I think they were talking about the suits that they have to wear and how it's easy to get into that role because of the way that the suits are made and they're so tight. It's just easy to fall into like the whole, like, oh, I'm an android now.
Mm-hmm. I could see
The other
that.
thing I have questions about is like, so there's clearly different classes of androids. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out like, well, and this is neither here nor there, how many different classes there are. Do they all have like some kind of, do they all have abilities? Do they not have
Superpower.
abilities? That kind of thing.
Yeah. No, it's a it's a good show.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not going to. We'll have to see what happens in season 2 and possibly season 3 to see what happens and which way the story goes, because it's not like everything is answered at the end, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it's a good show. I rewatched all of the first season of The Mandalorian in anticipation of the second season.
Is that coming out?
This
week? Next week?
Next
next
month.
week, the 30th.
The 30th. Okay.
The first episode drops on the 30th, so that'll be really interesting. It was such a good show. The fact that they did so much, and the episodes are like 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
They're short episodes, but they keep you engaged the whole time.
It's written really well.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So there's
Anybody
a
know
couple
when
of
Quiet Place 2 comes out?
It's already out, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't think so.
There-
It's supposed to be out this year, but COVID happened.
Dude, your voice, man. I can't get it. This is so weird.
yeah. I don't know what you did, but it happened.
I don't know what you
It
did.
happened again.
It's so strange.
It went away for a while and then it came back. No, I don't know. I've seen. Is it AMC? I think AMC is starting to, like, you can rent out a theater for $100.
Sulfur hexafluoride. That's what it sounds like you inhaled.
Yes.
Sulfur
Sulfur hexafluoride.
Yeah, rolls right off the tongue.
Cinemark.
There it is. You're back.
Yes.
Your voice is back to normal.
AMC, Studio Movie Grill, a lot of those places are doing rentals.
Yeah, you can rent out a theater for $100. They have like 30 some odd movies you can choose from, and it's like up to 20 people, not including concessions.
Yeah, 20 people. So the newest thing that they got out, and that is renting the theater, but bringing your own DVD or Blu-ray.
Oh.
So that's a little added feature. I am interested to see. I'm going to ask my wife to ask around. Can we stream something to the screen? And I'm thinking maybe Black Widow. That's I think went to VOD directly now. It's not. It's going to be on Disney.
Is it?
I think that's what the last.
I heard
the
they
last,
were going back and forth on that.
Yeah.
Still.
So I don't know. I'd like to. I wouldn't mind renting out a theater and watching one
Or
of
to
those
play
shows.
video games on the
That
big
isn't-
screen.
Yeah, you can do that too. That is one of the options.
That'd be a
What would
good.
you want to play?
We should do that. Like seriously,
Mario
the,
Kart, Super
No, the
Smash
four-
Brothers.
The four of us should.
Oh, Smash Brothers.
The four of us should rent a theater one night, see what movies they have our wives come with us. I could go to the movies and just have it almost an empty theater if the four of us went and paid for it for the same amount it would be for me going to the movies, the two of us.
Yeah.
Yep, you're looking at like what, $25 a person?
Yeah, $25 a person.
I've seen Goonies on the big screen, Batman 1989 on the big screen. That's pretty cool. I don't know, just like one of your favorite movies you ever got to see on the big screen.
Yeah, I'd have to look and see what's available. But
I'll put it together. You are in Grand Prairie. I'll find a theater that's kind of in between and get
South Lake.
South Lake only has the Harkins Theater. I don't know where
Las
Cinemark
Colinas,
is.
maybe.
Grapevine.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Grapevine is kind of in the middle.
Yeah, Grapevine has that. I think that's Cinemark, isn't it? At Grapevine Mills.
Yeah, I think so. If
take a
not,
look up.
like I said, there's Studio Movie Grill. All those guys are doing it.
Oh, there's no other theater other than Cinemark. You got to keep my wife in a job.
Yeah, corporate chill.
Right?
Yeah.
It sucks that movie theaters are suffering so badly, but of all the, it's the movie industry that's really suffering.
Yeah, consumers are winning with some of the VOD.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how how everything ranks out, like as far as like how the movie theater business works, but I assume they were making pretty good money. They probably didn't save a lot of money, because when you're making good money, you don't think about saving that money. But they were making.
From my understanding, they make money off of concessions and whatnot.
Yeah, but
yes.
everybody, I spend at least $20 in concessions every time we go. That's just popcorn and a few drinks.
Yeah.
So
off the actual movie ticket, I believe it's not that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these movies that are
totally
available right now, you can go see them for $5. So it's $5 old movie that you've seen, but you get you out, and the theaters are really sparsely populated. And when you go in there and order your ticket, they'll, depending on how many people tickets you have, there'll be 2 seats in between you, your group, and the next group, if there's even that many people in there. But I've been to the movies in the past 6 months probably 7 times, and every theater has been really maybe 7 people in it.
Yeah, when we went and we saw Tenet the week after it came out, and I thought there would be more people there. And we went to like a 6:00 showing, and it was I think there was, other than us, there were 5 other people in the entire place.
Yeah, they're cleaning them, so I don't know. I feel pretty safe in them. That's just not me shilling.
No, I would say when we went, I felt super safe when we went.
All right. Anything else, guys? We got the topic wheel.
So we have another. So, second presidential debate is on the 22nd. they've come out with the rules, and I don't know how it's going to be. They're going to cut the mic of the person who is not of the candidate that is not currently speaking or has who the of the candidate that is not being asked the question.
Yeah,
which is fine. I don't think it's enough.
No, it needs to shut off. I wouldn't say like your 2 minutes is up and they shut you off, because you do have to, I think there is a lot of
there's a grace period. Yeah.
Finishing your thought. But yeah, definitely after that, you're going to be cut off. And yeah, I don't know.
Well, the unfortunate thing, what I perceive happening is that someone, we won't say who that someone is going to continue talking and talk over. But we won't. But the people watching the broadcast won't be able to hear what that someone is saying.
Yeah,
because the mic will be off. Unless
crosstalk, basically.
Yeah, you probably
unless
they're on the same stage.
Yeah,
unless he's loud enough that another microphone picks it up.
yeah.
But I went and voted. So
I haven't voted yet. I was going to do that on Friday.
Get it done.
It took me 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, Friday I'm off, so it's just this week has been crazy with work and meetings and testing. So Friday I'm off, and I was going to go do it after dropping the boy off for school. Pretty much. And then
I voted.
Yeah.
You go vote.
Ladies Takeover. When are we doing that?
You're gonna have to.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna. I don't think my wife would be down. I mean, it's one of those things like they would have to meet and talk and all that stuff. My wife could give a shit that I do a podcast. I mean, I don't think she would want to. You know, I don't know how that's gonna be, but
yeah. Okay.
Shannon, the only one with huevos.
No, I mean Shannon can find. She's got some friends. She can just have them zoom in and do it that way.
Why they got to be on our podcast? Why can't they have their own podcast?
They've been talking about making their own. I'm like, it's a lot of work. It's not easy.
Yeah, who is she going to have loaded and all that other fun stuff?
Raise your hand. Kelly and Ashley, the first two people I could think of.
I think that'd be a pretty good one. Get them some talking. I'd listen to them.
Yeah. Yeah, just try it out. Just an episode and just let them talk about whatever it is that they want to talk about. Maybe we'll have more listeners because they're females. I don't know.
So many coupons at the grocery store.
So many coupons.
Hey guys, do your feet ever get tired of being barefoot while in the kitchen?
I mean, how many different sandwiches can one make? Yeah.
I think the options are limitless. Anything between bread's a sandwich.
Yeah. Well,
you can have a pizza sandwich. Bread, pizza, bread, pizza sandwich.
Is that a calzone?
No, because I didn't fold the pizza over. I put a bread, straight up Wonder Bread, slice of Domino's, another piece of Wonder Bread.
Okay.
That's pizza sandwich.
Sandwich.
You can't make a cereal sandwich.
You know what I've been craving lately? And I don't
buy cereal.
You know what I've been craving, but I don't know why.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Totino's pizza rolls.
Oh, we have not every time, but like every couple of weeks we'll go and buy it back.
Those are the bomb.
I don't know. I can't remember the last time I've had them. It's been a while. It's been years. I don't know. I just had this craving for Totino's pizza rolls. It's like, what do you want? I want Totino's pizza rolls.
Amazon.
I was going to say, I haven't seen Bagel Bites in a long time.
Bagel Bites were superior.
Pizza rolls are going to be.
No, I would say I would go Bagel Bites over pizza rolls. They're real close, but I would take Bagel Bites over pizza rolls.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
I don't burn my the entirety of my mouth on a bagel bite like I do the pizza roll.
I laugh because I know.
That's true. On a bagel bite, do you try to take the whole bite?
They're bite size. It's one bite.
Those are pizza roll, but there's a lot.
Oh no, bagel bite. No, that's what I was talking. I meant no, bagel bites are 2 bites. Pizza roll
Okay.
One
Yeah,
and
because
done.
sometimes in the pizza roll, when you bite it and it just squirts that hot fluid in
Magma?
your mouth.
Yeah, there's lava in the middle. So
Magma.
it's either like a glacier or it's lava. There's not really a happy medium with them.
Yes.
We got
Glacier cold.
a couple of weeks ago. We were at the store, and we got like the mini corn dogs,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
like the kid mini corn dogs, and I created American sushi with mini corn dogs. It's literally just use chopsticks with mini corn dogs.
You know, I had
American
the
sushi.
Because you
I
just
got
take
the-
that, you dip it in your ketchup, your mustard, whatever it
Your
is.
sashimi. It's just a burger patty. No.
Keeps your fingers clean, so they're not greasy from the corn dog.
that's how I eat my pizza rolls with chopsticks.
You would.
They're like flaming hot. But then in the mouth it's a different issue. But so I don't remember if I told y'all, you know how Golden Chick is doing the Fletcher's corn dogs or whatever. So I got one way overpriced. I think it was like $5.99 or whatever.
For a
What?
corn dog?
That's
Yeah, and I'm
unfortunate.
like, and the funny thing was, they're like, hey, do you want ketchup, mustard, a little bit of both? I'm like, all right, a little bit of both. And all they did was just put the packets inside the thing instead of putting on top. I'm like, what's the point of asking me that?
Yeah.
Would you just say, would you like ketchup or mustard with that?
That's
Yeah, it wasn't-
no. Well,
That's
did
unfortunate, sir.
did they make it there? I mean, was it like? Because that's the whole thing with going to the when you go to the fair is that
They'll dip
they
it
make
in-
the Fletcher corny dog
Yeah.
right there. Was it like? Did they make it like they batter it there and put it in the oil or?
I don't know. I mean, I was in drive-through, so.
Okay.
But that kid, every time I drive, because the first time I drove it was in the wagon. He's like, "Oh man, that's so cool, man. What is that? You know, it sounds really good." And I don't think he recognized me because then I rolled up in my car the next time. And he saw that Nürburgring sticker. Oh man, have you been to the Nürburgring? I was like, "No, man, it's just a sticker. It just came with the car."
Hey man, have you been to the Nürburgring? Yeah, in this car. I paid
Yeah.
all my money to ship my car over and
Right.
drive it and back. That's why I'm eating at Golden Chick. No more money left.
This car's so fast I drove there and back.
Corn dogs.
What we got on the
But
wheel?
no, that's like I don't know. I'm guessing the state fair experience is over, right?
Yeah, it ended
Um,
last week.
So like
Oh.
I knew some people that went, you know, they paid like $65 for the car or whatever, and they waited in line for 4 hours.
Wow.
Some people were running out of gas in line, you know, and it was just like, and all you do is drive through. That doesn't even include any of the food.
4 hours to wait in line for food?
Well, no, you to drive through the fair. That doesn't include any food prices. That's on top.
Yeah, you drive through, you get a photo op with big text. There was a bunch of other stuff that you can do. It was for those people. I have a friend and her family. Every year, they go to the state fair. Like since her parents were dating, they went to the state fair, and then they had kids. So they would always go. You know, every year they go as a family, and as the family's gotten bigger, as they've gotten married, had kids, and all of that stuff, and siblings married and kids.
Tradition.
So they went ahead and did that this year so they could have some sort of tradition. It seemed absolutely ridiculous to me. It's not something that I would have wanted
So
to sit through.
no midway or anything like that. Just
Nope.
drive through. Oh man, no way.
Drive through, get a photo op. You can buy, I think they had corny dogs and some other like cotton candy and stuff like that you could get, but it was not a.
I just go to Buc-ee's and Melissa and go get cotton candy.
$65 a car, though. I mean, that's cheaper than actual fair prices, then, right?
I can't remember. I haven't been to the fair in decades, so.
No, you can get in the fair for cheaper than that. Not a whole lot cheaper, but cheaper than that.
Yeah.
Scott, hit us with the wheel.
Right on, right on, right on.
The Wheel of Death.
Wheel of morality. Turn, turn, turn. Tell us the lesson
that we should learn.
All right, guys. So here we are, the weekend question wheel.
Okay.
For those listeners, if you have a question, you put it in the comments, and we will add it to the wheel.
Absolutely.
So let's spin
Reasonable
this thing.
questions.
Yes, we have discretion here.
Yeah. Do, 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 do.
Toilet paper, over or under?
Savages. It goes over.
Over.
Both.
Over. No.
I'm going to tell you, if you have a cat, under, then you
If
don't
you
have
have a
to worry
cat,
about
under,
it.
yes. But no. If you have kittens, under.
Okay.
So I have this thing where, like, depending on the angle of where it is where you're sitting, because
Of the
like I
dangle.
like to just like to rip it. So like if it's over sometimes and it's a certain height, if you try to pull, it'll just unroll. You know what I mean?
Just use
So
wet
if
wipes.
That's also no.
Also use
Those are
wet
the-
wipes.
Or, you know what? Just upgrade from both of those and get a bidet. I'm trying to tell you guys.
Still need a wipe.
You know what they
Join
say,
me in the year 3000.
if they
Yeah, but at
shake-
that point, you don't care which way it goes over. It doesn't matter if it goes over or under. Because you're only using, like, the wet wipe just to get the water. Unless you get the bidet that has the blow dryer in it. But, you know, hey, some of us don't want to live in the year 3000.
what's the longest you've sat on the bidet?
Just a couple seconds. You don't need.
It's just cold water.
Well,
Don't
what's
really
the
need
purpose
it.
of it then?
Oh wait, do
What are
you?
you, power washing?
So do you have? So
Back
do you
over
have
there.
one of those fancy ones that has a heater?
No, I don't. I've been meaning to upgrade and get another one, but no.
Because that's the thing. In the wintertime, I don't want just ice cold water splashing me right in the brown eye.
It's really
That's
not that
uncomfortable.
cold. It's really not that cold.
You have a bidet? I thought we were just kidding here.
No, I do have one. Tushy.
Huh.
That's the brand.
Tushy, are they a sponsor?
They are not a sponsor.
I think we need to
Tushy.
get
They're
that
not
out.
a sponsor.
Hey, get a bidet. Wash your brown eye twice daily.
But yeah,
Sponsored by Tushy.
It's actually it's a game changer. It is a game changer.
And I thought wet ones were a game changer too. So wow, up
yeah,
in the
well,
game.
So wet
Dude, I
ones are a game changer, and then you get a bidet, and you're like, what have I been doing wrong my entire life?
No, I keep. They have the
Dude wipes.
no the travel size of the wet wipes or whatever, like that are in like the travel section of the grocery
Yeah.
store or whatever. I have a couple of those in my bag, and I take those to work with me because I would much rather use that than one-ply toilet paper, where if you look at it, it
yeah.
crumbles.
So wrong.
Have
Had
you
to
ever
use that
sacrificed
quick.
a pair of underwear before?
Do what?
You ever
Yes.
sacrificed a pair of underwear?
Of course, because the
That's why you always carry a knife.
so you can cut your way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Better than a pine cone.
or corn cob.
Just get 3 seashells, guys. Come on.
That is one of the best tropes in science fiction that still has absolutely no answer at all whatsoever.
None.
It is. It's and they never explained it.
They never
They made the
explained it.
joke.
Yep.
It's perfect. There's just
Yeah.
three. He doesn't know how to use the 3 she cells.
You ever think like little kids would try and put those against their ear to try to hear the ocean? Oh God! You know what that's been?
You don't know what it does.
I don't know what it does. How does it
You don't know what it does,
Nobody
man.
knows. It's
I'm just imagining it's a scooper.
yeah. All right, guys. Parting thoughts.
Stay safe when trick or treating because will it be about that time?
And
Yeah.
like Dustin said, go vote. Please, people, go vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all listen. I'm not going to pretend to do whatever. We got to get this fucking orange dumbass out of the White House. I'm scared for our country because of the insane decisions that he makes. Look up the word fascism. That's where we're headed. It
If
scares
he-
the shit out of me.
If he doesn't leave the country, I'll be super disappointed.
What was the point? What was the point of like I'm going to leave the country if I don't win? Bye. See you later.
Quit being a
cares?
little bitch. Just do
No,
it.
but that's like so on Facebook we have like the Subaru pages and stuff like that. Every single person that's like, I'm sorry guys, Had to trade it in. Getting a BMW now. People are like, who cares? I don't know why are you telling us this? Just leave and
Well,
Yeah,
see you later.
If we were
What are we gonna
friends,
warn your
we could
loss?
talk about it later.
No, I think the thing with him, if he doesn't win and he does leave the country, it's because he's going to go somewhere that has a non-extradition treaty or doesn't have an extradition treaty.
I mean, I'm gonna just say right now, good luck, because almost no country is open.
They are. I think it's
Nobody
going to be.
wants them.
It's
You
going
go
to
to
be one
Mexico,
of those
I
things where
Russia
he
might
is
take
going to. I think they're going to prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law after all of everything after he's done. Because in the Mueller report, when all of that stuff was happening, he was never exonerated. They never said like, nope, didn't do shit wrong. What Mueller said was, I can't charge a sitting president.
Mm.
And
Yeah, but you don't think
walked
he'll
away
try and
from
pardon himself before he leaves office?
I don't believe you can pardon yourself. First
Yeah,
you
okay.
have to. Well, you can't pardon yourself for a crime that you haven't been accused of or convicted of yet. You have to be convicted of a crime to get a pardon.
Can't get a get out of jail free card now.
I mean, you
we're
can
not
buy
playing
as many
Monopoly.
Monopoly games as you want to, but I don't think that's gonna work. Anyway, let's wrap this bitch up.
All right. So
Our
if you have any
dudes.
questions or comments, feel free to email us at theweekenda2z@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Facebook and Instagram, you can find us at A2Z Weekend. YouTube, you'll need to search for us. It is a picture with all the little gummy worms behind it. Sorry, I have a gnat in my room. Past that, you can go to anchor.fm/A2Z Weekend, where you will find all 11 locations for our podcast.
All right, guys, we will see you on the flip flop.
Until later. Olive juice.
Alan's frozen. Hey, bringing America back together again. Vote for Scott Bailey, 2020.
Oh, there you guys are. Sorry, it froze.
We're waiting on you to say goodbye and give the kisses.
Yeah, okay. Pow, pow.
All right. Bye, guys.
Deuces.